We'll now call this meeting to order. I do apologize, folks, that we've run over approximately 15 minutes. We had things to deal with in our meeting prior to. I'd like to welcome everybody here tonight. If you would, silence your mobile devices. And at this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Steve Pittman if he would lead us in invocation.
Dear Lord, thank you for the opportunity to come out and serve our county tonight, God. Be with each and every one of us here, God. Help us to make decisions that will be for the betterment of the county. Be with each of these citizens, God, that have a concern and a passion for the county, God. We appreciate everyone here in the room tonight, and we know that that's what makes our county great is the fact that we work as one and we're strong, God. Forgive us of our sins and where we failed you. Ask this prayer in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Having Andrew, would lead us in the pledge. So,
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioners, if you would make yourself aware of the ethics awareness and conflict of interest reminder. At this time, if anybody has a conflict, please let it be known. Not, we'll move on. Are there any additions or changes to the agenda tonight?
I move that we adopt the agenda.
Do I have a second? I second it. All in favor? Agenda passes. I'll need a motion to approve the minutes from July 22, regular session 2025. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
All in favor? Passes. Before we have public comment, which is next on the agenda, we think we know why a lot of you folks are here, your concerns. County manager is going to read a statement concerning this situation.
I'll get that started. All right, this is our public statement. Of course, we'll, when I finish this, I'll also have our county attorney go into maybe a few extra items just as additional information. So the Mitchell County Board of Commissioners is aware of concerns regarding an unpermitted mine in the county and does not support illegally operated quarries. As many of you are aware, the North Carolina Department of Environmental Quality and the State Mining Commission regulate mining operations. On April 30th, 2025, DEQ sent Horizon 30 LLC a notice of violation for mining without a permit. On June 5th, 2025, DEQ sent Horizon 30 LLC a second notice of violation and expressed their intention to enforce the notice of violation. It is our understanding that DEQ has filed an injunction against this company to stop the quarrying without a permit. While this is a matter DEQ is addressing, the Mitchell County Commissioners hear your concerns and will be happy to forward your public comments to DEQ. As your commissioners, I'll say as commissioners, they want to help facilitate DEQ having all the information related to these complaints and want to give you an opportunity to voice your concerns. Now, there was some things that were going legally on this, and Ford, could you give a quick update maybe to some of the things that are developing on that?
Yes, sir, Mr. Cook. So by way of background related to this, and I think most of you folks are familiar with the situation Mr. Cook had outlined. On July 21st, the state of North Carolina Department of Environmental Quality filed a civil action with a motion for a preliminary and permanent injunction as to Horizon 30 LLC's operations. That does not involve the county commissioners or the county because this is a matter that is the Department of Environmental Quality. So by way of background for folks that don't speak legalese, a preliminary injunction is a request to the court asking them to stop doing an action until the trial has been held on the merits. Because so far there's just a complaint filed, there's not been a hearing on the merits. A permanent injunction would permanently prohibit someone from undertaking the action, and the permanent injunction is what it would be considered after a trial on that case. For the preliminary injunction, a hearing has been scheduled for that matter for a week from today, August the 11th at 10 o'clock in Boone, up the mountain, 842 West King Street, scheduled for 10 o'clock, or as soon as the court wants to get to, we'll be able to get to that matter. So the preliminary injunction hearing is going to be scheduled for the week of August the 11th, probably on August the 11th. And at that time, the judge will consider the allegations of the state and their request for the preliminary injunction. So that's the next step in the court process related to the activities that folks have been concerned about. So that's the procedure of the case, if you will, and that's also the process that the state is taking. The state is represented by the Attorney General's office in that matter. So they're the ones who are taking the lead as far as representing the Department of Environmental Quality and the Energy, Mineral, and Land Resources Division.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we will now proceed with public comments. I'll give a little introduction of that. The time allotted for comments from the public will be a total of 30 minutes. No individual or any individual will be allowed to speak for 3 minutes. We'll have a timer up here showing your time. And no individual may speak more than once. The board is here to listen to your comments, not to respond to your comments. Signs, video presentations, and audio presentations are not permitted in public comment. Once being called upon, the resident wishing to speak will state their name and where they're a resident in Mitchell County. And if there's any disruption in the meeting, failure to follow the requirements of this policy may result in forfeiture of any remaining speaking time, possibly removed from the meeting. Any person so removed from the meeting shall not be allowed to participate in public comment before the board, except by written comment for a period of 1 year. So that is the standard that we will follow tonight, folks. So if you'll bear with us, we'll start the public comment. I have currently 6 names here. I think the county manager has 4 that he will list. The first one is Mr. Robert W. Taylor.
I'm Robert Taylor. I'm a resident of Spruce Pine, North Carolina, here in Mitchell County. Thanks, sir. I'd like to speak to the board and to the people here, excuse me, about the need of zoning in Mitchell County. Mitchell County is one of the few counties in the state of North Carolina that does not have zoning. Out of 100 counties in North Carolina, there's only 85 at this point in time that do not have some form of zoning. Our neighbors, as far as Yancey County and Avery County, do have some form of zoning. I'd like to give zoning a little better name here in Mitchell County. It's kind of looked down on. Your county commissioners right here have a lot of control over zoning in Mitchell County, whether we have it or we don't. Well, the current situation with this mine, if we had local zoning, they would have a lot more control over what's going on with this mine right now. Because the board has the opportunity to pass rules, ordinances, and permitting requirements that could prevent this from happening in the future. It could also prevent somebody from putting a commercial hog farm beside your church. At this point in time, right there in Mitchell County, you can do that tomorrow. There's nothing stopping it. Or vice versa, bring a church next to the hog farm. We do not have the regulations in this county that we need as far as zoning. Every other county almost in this state has zoning. But they would have control over what those zonings are. You're not gonna have something that you feel, oh, they have that in Charlotte, zoning's horrible. Well, this is not Charlotte. We have control of what the zoning would be here in this county by our elected officials. Is it their fault that we don't have zoning at this point? No, because it's kind of been demonized in this county for a long time. You can go and you can read about zoning. There are state documents dealing with zoning. One that I'll tell you about right quick before I run out of time is, it's General Assembly 160D. You can read that document. It tells you all about zoning, what's going on, and you'll see that your local government has a lot of power over that. The reason that local government can't do anything in this situation, as I understand it, the attorney can probably tell you better about that. I'm not an attorney, is that we don't have the local laws to do anything about it. So a few more minutes of your time. Some of the things that you'll see in there that could be permitted, and done in these ordinances with zoning. In this country, there are such thing as mining permitting and, ordinances for them to obtain permits and be overseen by the county. Those do exist. Our local neighbor in Avery County has one for a trout buffer ordinance. I mean, that, they want to guard those trout waters. There's also ordinances for billboards and sign regulations, which we don't have in this county. You can put anything you want to that doesn't violate a state or federal law on a billboard in this county, because there's no local ordinances. As long as you don't go against the state law or federal law, there's nothing. But what people say, oh, we don't want those. Well, your neighbors in Yancey County and Avery County already have it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Miss Gloria Thomas.
I'm Gloria Thomas, and I live right across from the mine. We had this beautiful view. That view is gone. They didn't stop them, and now it's already running. But one of the things that's really, really bad is the animals. We have had more bears this year than I have seen the whole time I've been up here. The bears are we've got one mother, we know's got 3 babies. I had a bear on my porch one day. I started to go out the porch and there was a bear standing up the railing of the porch. So it's ruining the environment for our animals. And I love animals. We came up here to retire. We wanted peace and quiet. We actually come from Stanford, North Carolina. They completely ruined Stanford with all the building and all the people and all the drugs. And so we came here so we could have some peace and quiet and be away from all that. And then what they are doing with that mine and the traffic on that road, Helene was bad. We're all still devastated from Helene. And to let us be devastated by all these folks, it's just wrong. It's just wrong. And I want it to be corrected if possible. I can't undo the damage they already done. But hopefully we can stop them from doing any more. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Miss Cindy, and I hope we get your last name right. Udell?
Yep.
Did I say it correctly?
Sure did.
I've got several of my close neighbors here, the Thomases, the Fords. We all live right across the street from this. We can't take it anymore. Today, I lost my mailbox. Dump truck. But I'm being woke up at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning with them blasting. Why is my house shaking? It feels like a damn earthquake. Excuse my language. And like Gloria said, the bears are running through our yard. One of these days they're gonna eat one of my little dogs. I believe they was out there this morning because poor dogs is carrying on for hours. We never had that in our yard. The reason they're in our side of the road, on our side of 197, they can't get to the bear sanctuary. That borders the mine. It's Pisgah National Forest, Flat Top Bear Sanctuary. I'm finding dead birds. They aren't eat up or nothing. They're just dead. They couldn't breathe in the dust. Everything in our house, inside, outside, is coated in dust. Now, some of this sure came from the railroad. But when they blast at 2 o'clock in the morning and they have all them big bright lights, you can just see it rise up and come right over the trees to us. It's really gotten out of control. I just feel like we are unrepresented. We've tried with DEQ and we hope that works. But what I can't understand is how they were allowed to get in here to begin with without anybody letting us know. We didn't even get notified until after they had already started blasting. That's just wrong. We've got our spring water we're worried about because of the dust. What am I gonna do if I don't have any drinking water? Then you've got, the excavators, the rock grinders, 24/7, all night long. You can just hear them boom, boom, boom. It's awful. My husband and I have both gotten respiratory issues now. We can't stop coughing. We know what's causing it. We never had it before. We know where it's coming from. I'm just trying to give you guys a personal look at it. There's a lot of critters and a lot of animals that are suffering. The deer, the bear, the birds, the bees, but the people. We've got little kids trying to breathe. Their lungs are just developing. And for those little children to not be able to develop respiratory problems, that's insane. Well, I'm done.
Thanks.
Whoops.
Mr. Stephen Cody Peterson.
Hello, I'm Stephen Cody Peterson, and I'm a resident of the Poplar area. I live about 5 to 7 minutes down the road, and I just caught wind of this last week. This is crazy, but I understand. Good evening, commissioners, and thank you for your time. I'm here tonight not to ask the county to step outside its authority, but to ask you to use your voices to help us push this urgent matter to the officials who do have the power to act. Horizon 30 LLC is operating an illegal mine in Poplar without a valid NCDEQ permit. That's not speculation, it's documented. They've received multiple cease and desist orders, yet the mining continues. Drone footage from August 1st confirms active, unauthorized excavation is still happening. And the deeper we dig, the more disturbing it gets. MSHA filings list a third controller, Joel B. Weiner, who isn't mentioned anywhere on Horizon's NCDEQ paperwork. That's an alarming gap. One that speaks to a shell structure designed to obscure liability and ownership. This isn't just about permit law or business ethics, it's about people. The homes of my friends and family sit at the entrance to that mine. My neighbors, their children, elders, families live where runoff flows, dust settles, and heavy equipment rolls by unchecked every single day. The reality is the county may not have enforcement authority here, but you do have the influence. You can raise this to the Attorney General, to DEQ, and the EPA. You can help ensure the voices of those living in harm's way are not ignored. We're not asking for permission, we're asking for protection. We need your help to turn up the volume so that this stops before someone gets hurt. We have reached out to the EPA, NCDOJ, and FBI. We ask that you help us contact them as well. Thank you.
Miss Tessa Sharp.
Hi, I'm Chantal DeBracy. I'm actually Tessa's mom. I'm here on behalf of Tessa and Leo, who live
you.
right off the Knoll Chucky.
You did something that,
Yeah. But I'm also a resident of Mitchell County, and I was surprised to hear about this happening and how this was allowed to happen in the first place. They sent a statement, I think that it's been made clear that this is causing a lot of environmental and some health issues. And I can tell you as a healthcare professional and provider that I see a lot of mining patients with mining injuries and people who live near issues like this. So that's very concerning to me with the lung disease. We're already dealing with, runoff and some issues from the hurricane. And so now, they're mining and we've got a black bear sanctuary. We've got a biodiversity hotspot right there that's being affected. Endangered species like the elk-toed mussel, the bog turtle, eastern hellbender, and green salamander. The eagles are not flying the same way. She mentioned the bears. So we're just asking for support. Please help us get the word out there. We didn't know this was going on, and all of a sudden, this is what we're facing. Give us direction, tell us what we need to do to make this happen. Okay.
Can you tell us when it started, like, just when the whole thing started? Do y'all know, I mean, like, when did they start mining?
Last year.
Last
Yeah,
year.
it's November. It's November when they started mining. End of October, early November, I believe.
That question says a lot. That, our commissioner doesn't, our board doesn't know, we don't know, it's.
Have y'all been out there?
They snuck in on the backs of CSX. We just thought they were more contractors. We didn't realize that they were planning on staying.
Yeah, they used emergency systems set in place to piggyback off of and just say, hey, yeah, we're helping build the railroad back, but instant EQ has not given them a permit, so there's no verification of that actually happening.
thank you, folks. And the last one I have, Mr. Mike Hobbs.
Good evening, commissioners. It's a pleasure to be here. I'd like to voice my concerns about the Horizon 30 operation. While I'm not directly affected, I think it's part of an operation like some of the attendees have expressed. It's kind of slipped in under the auspices of CSX. Now, speaking of CSX, I spent 39 years as a locomotive engineer with CSX. I'm a native of Mitchell County, born and raised in Red Hill. And I recently moved back to the area on my family farm, spending my family here in Mitchell County since 1949. I do hear the blasting. My dog runs in at night. I thought it was late fireworks. Heard a couple weeks ago. And another issue I'd like to express and voice to the commissioner is we're hearing lots of rumors about mineral rights in the county, who owns them, where they're at. I would like to ask the county commissioners to direct the Register of Deeds office to give us some clarity on who owns these mineral rights. Are they legacy mineral rights? Or are they recently purchased? The other rumor that I'm hearing is that the county has not received any tax payments from mineral rights holders in this county for several years. At least it's not known if all of them have. And anyway, I'd just like to ask the commissioners to direct the Register of Deeds office to give us some clarity on that. And I do have a feeling that this operation by Horizon 30 is probably done under a mineral rights covenant in perhaps a CSX or predecessor Clinchfield Railroad deed. That's all I got. Thank you, commissioners.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna read on each one of these submitted ones, and I'm gonna set a timer for myself for 3 minutes. We'll get that in time. right, our first online submission was from Jean Miraglia. Good morning. I would like to address the illegal mining operation Horizon 30 LLC that is happening in Poplar, NC. And has been going on since December 2025 without permits or a license to do business in NC. Just obtained a license in June. My family owns property directly across from the mine quarry and have owned this property since the early 40s. This is an illegal mine. This illegal mine is a serious threat, silently encroaching upon recreational rivers. Nolichucky is a Class B river and nearing homes. It impacts environment, health, livelihoods, and communities. Imagine beautiful rivers once clear and full of life. Illegal mining introduces pollutants such as heavy metals, chemicals, and sediment. Everything is currently coated with a fine powder dust, resulting in contaminated waterways. Sedimentation smothers habitats, reduces oxygen, and harms aquatic populations, putting species at risk. See attached endangered species listing for this area. Rivers are ecosystems, recreation sources, and support local economy, including agriculture and tourism. Consequences extend beyond the rivers. Illegal mining operations often lead to deforestation, which has been seen in drone footage of the area, and land degradation, increasing erosion. Dust and noise pollution can degrade air quality, affecting the health of those nearby. There are multiple homes within very close proximity of this mine. Also, chemicals that are used in illegal mining are harmful to the environment. They pose health risks to those who rely on contaminated water. Long-term exposure can lead to health problems, including neurological disorders, kidney damage, and cancers. Horizon 30 snuck in on the backside of the mountain under the guise of CSX emergency assistance without any due diligence or approved permits in place. This is a total disregard of a community that has been already devastated by Helene and did not need any further man-made destruction in the area. The link below is from drone footage taken this month in Poplar. It shows the destruction done by Horizon 30 LLC with no buffers and no thought to the destruction done to this beautiful mountain community. The destructive practice can be stopped. Choose healthy rivers, thriving ecosystems, and safe communities over the short-term gain of illegal mining. Protect our natural heritage and ensure a suitable future. Thank you, Jean Honeycutt Miraglia. And she had that time to 5 seconds left. Good. All right, we'll get us another one here. All right, this is from Kyle Peterson, 772 Pigeon Roost Road. I'm writing to urge you to do everything in your power to end the illegal mining operation in Poplar, as well as pursue all avenues to punish them for their repeated and blatant disregard of the law, the environment, and the people of this community. The paltry fines being issued by the state are obviously inadequate in this regard. Anything less would be disastrous, not only for our community, but potentially the entire county, if other companies can see how lawless operations in bad faith in Mitchell County are a path to easy money. Thank you, Kyle Peterson.
Thanks, Copy.
All right, our next one here is from Harley Masters. Well, no, it was forwarded from Harley Masters. Okay, all right, got you. I was reading the top. Harley, comments later, okay. We'll get this one moving. Okay, good evening. My name is Tessa Sharp, and I'm here today to speak on behalf of the residents of Western North Carolina who are deeply alarmed by the illegal mining operation by Horizon 30 operating without a permit at the Poplar Boat Launch in Pisgah National Forest. The area is not only a public recreation site, it's a lifeline for our local community, ecology, and community health. Horizon 30 has already ignored 3 cease and desist orders and continues to violate state and federal law. Let me be clear. This operation threatens our air, our water, our wildlife, and our way of life. Blasting, excavation, and hauling release dangerous particulate matter and crystalline silica dust, a known carcinogen that causes incurable lung disease. Diesel fumes and airborne pollutants increase risk of COPD, cancer, heart attacks, and developmental issues in our children. This operation has taken place steps from our homes, schools, and farms. The stormwater runoff is even more disturbing. It carries arsenic, lead, mercury, and acid mine drainage into our rivers, polluting drinking water, harming aquatic life, and raising the risk of devastating floods. Increased sediment suffocates fish, degrades farmland, and destroys biodiversity. And Mitchell County has proposed no monitoring of private wells. The Poplar boat launch, a vital access point to the Nolichucky River, is now in jeopardy. This site supports fishing, rafting, and tourism. Small businesses that are still recovering from Hurricane Helene. If this operation continues, it will devastate our river economy and erase a cherished public place. The mine borders a Black Bear Sanctuary and falls within the Southern Appalachian biodiversity hotspot, home to the endangered species like Appalachian elk-toe mussel, bog turtle, eastern hellbender, green salamander. Their habitats are being destroyed by zero oversight. Birds like the wood thrush and golden-winged warbler are already disappearing due to noise, light pollution, and habitat loss. This isn't just a moral failure, it's a legal crisis. Horizon 30 is violating the Endangered Species Act, NEPA, and the National Forest Management Act, and the Migratory Bird Treaty Act. They've provided false information, and their permit clearly violates denial criteria. We demand that the NCDEQ, the Mining Commission, and federal agencies deny this permit, pursue enforcement for illegal activity, immediately stop all mining operations, put the land back to the way it was, and remediate the land, fining this company for all injunctions. This should be not allowed to go this far, and I only have one sentence left, so we're good. We did good on that one. And that was Tessa Sharp.
This was Tessa's mama.
Okay, Tessa's mom, okay. All right, the final one I've got here is from an Alan Wilson. And we will start the time frame going. 8323-197 Green Mountain. The mine is being operated in Poplar by Horizon 30 LLC. Does not have a permit, which is required by the Mining Act of 1971. According to the officials which spoke at a public hearing on July 29, 2025, the company has failed to provide a fully completed application for a mining permit and has also been sent a notice of violation on 3 separate occasions, instructing them to cease operations. They have already satisfied 5 of the 7 requirements, which would result in a denial of said permit. So far, mining has continued without any safeguards in place to limit erosion and environmental impact, mitigate levels of dust and noise, and protect wildlife such as an endangered elk-toe mussels, native bat populations, flying squirrels, or hellbenders. The company has also failed to complete grading, which would reduce the likelihood of landslides, which are an increasing danger in the area due to Helene damage. So we ask that commissioners do anything that is within your power or purview to stop the pillaging of our natural resources as soon as possible. As a resident of the area, I have numerous concerns. 1, the residents of Poplar have been forced to watch their home be destroyed by Helene. Many areas went from places of serene and magnificent beauty to unrecognizable piles of brush and storm debris. Our forests became tangled piles of limbs, matchsticks, and tree trunks, which left many unsightly scars on the landscape and in our hearts. Now we are watching another unsightly, deforested, and blasted hillside develop right before our eyes. Number 2, our beloved Toe River became contaminated with sewage, chemicals, trash, and storm debris. We must also watch the water thicken and discolor with runoff and silt from unpermitted mining operation. So a source of recreation, fishing, soul calming, and livelihoods is being ripped and blasted away as we speak. Number 3, Our safety is also in jeopardy. Our roads were narrow and curvy before Helene. This fit in beautifully with our mountain scenery, and it was a pleasure to take your potholes that can change your radio station if you blunder into them. Rumbling pavement and dips that get worse every day where the pavement still exists and guardrails crumbled like tissue paper. No matter which way you go, you must always wait at various construction sites for 10 to 30 minutes, which makes being on time simply impossible. Also, being forced to leave the roadway altogether and hit the ditch to avoid being run over is an everyday occurrence. And this person had one more point on the effect on the people. And the commission board has got copies of all these in their packet. They are reviewing them. We will have the clerk forward these to DEQ. And I know the commissioner chair here, Jeff, if there's anything you want me to say, or if you want me to speak to anything, I'm at your disposal, sir.
Well, you know, normally we don't respond to public comment. We listen to what you folks have to say. I think with the severity of this situation, if any commissioner wishes to address this situation, speak to a particular point, what these folks have brought up, feel free. There's no time limit on it, Harley or Steve or Dale. I think this is highly important. If you have anything to say, these folks here back from us. So, Harley, if you'd like to go first.
So when I attended the public hearing for the DEQ, event last Tuesday, I believe, it was news to me that there had been 3 letters sent, and so that was a very big concern. I got up, went and asked Alan, did you know about this? Had DEQ reached out to you as the county? I don't like finding out secondhand from a meeting about this, so that was the first time I had heard that they had received 3. So very big red flag to me. But I guess one of my questions is, when I went online to look at the air quality and water reports, I didn't see anything that was for that area. So is that something that this commission board can request from DEQ to have those reports pulled? Is there something that our health department, is that their area of expertise? And so I'm looking at Alan or the county attorney. So that was my first notation. Is that something that we as a county can request?
I think there might be some health department ability to check water quality. I don't know to what extent it would be, like if it's Little Poplar Creek and or springs around it. It is private land, so I don't know what authority would allow for that. But I will check into it, and I'll also go through the purview of the county attorney.
Any records DEQ has related to their water testing should be public records, so we should be able to request those.
Okay, I didn't see anything, when you look at their website, I didn't see anything for that area, but is there, what is that mechanism that we as a county can request those testings be done for air quality and water? Is there an option for that?
Call some DEQ folks and see if we can get on requesting that.
Especially the air.
And then something that I did want to make note to the commission board, they did say that the public comment period, would be open for an additional 10 days. So 10 days from last Tuesday. So if you guys as citizens, in addition, as commissioners, would like to voice your concerns, or anybody in the audience that had not got the opportunity to attend last week, there is that option online. And I found that link under deq.nc.gov. And you can review it. If you could scroll down to like the public hearing permit for Horizon 30 mining. It was a link that I had found there, in addition to all of the information that is on their website. And so anything and everything tied to that mining operation, I did find there. And so then I guess my next question for you, very proactive, and answered my question about the court date. So thank you for that. And then I guess my next question is, who enforces that? At what point? Would that be law enforcement here? What does that look like? Or is that something that falls back on the county, or is that solely fall on DEQ to enforce?
So assuming that DEQ is successful in getting a preliminary injunction, any violation of that is a violation of a court order, and it would be the court's authority as to how that's enforced. Certainly, the Superior Court judge can direct the Sheriff's Department to take whatever actions is deemed appropriate, as can DEQ in that regard. I've long held in my career that if the court orders you to do something, that you do, you disregard that at your own peril. And the court has a number of powers to enforce its order, including incarceration if folks disregard the judge's order.
So, and then the last thing, I know that all of you gentlemen do not have Facebook, so I downloaded a video. One of the residents had took from their drone footage, but I will go ahead and distribute some of these still images that I captured from that live stream. Just for the ones that's not been down there, have not seen it with their own eyes via Facebook or in person. But so that you've got those available before you. And I will point out that that is the river where there is recreational activity. I think that's all I got. Thank you.
Well, sitting here listening to everybody tonight, this just really breaks my heart. And I speak sincerely to each and every one of you. Listening to you talk about your homes, your environment, and most importantly, not to mention your health issues. Folks, that's just unacceptable. I mean, it really is. So, to make a long story short, from what you've already said, I think this whole commission board agrees with me. If we can be your voice in any way, we will do our best.
You all be attending the hearings that they're having in Boone, because we attend those hearings. That's something that we can go to.
The court hearing is open to the public. The Constitution says all hearings shall be open, so I don't know what time they will begin, other than court opens at 10 o'clock and it's on the calendar to be reached that week. Motions are usually done Monday morning, unless there's a scheduling conflict for some departments. But that's all I know at this point.
Mitchell County needs its leaders to show up, show your faces, please. Write letters, show your faces, go visit the site. During the day, don't go at the evenings, go during the day.
Yeah, come on down and see me.
Can you as a commission write a statement to DEQ?
I think we got a public statement that's pretty powerful that we can give to DEQ right now, but, you know, I mean, that's got.
We can pass a resolution.
Yeah, that's the, and commission chair said we could pass a resolution if need be.
I've got the email for Jeff Jackson, Attorney General. I've got the phone number to his secretary, all that. I've got,
Can we not reach out to Ralph?
I've got this info. So I can help too. Let's help you guys too. We're all in this together.
That's a good question. Where's Ralph Ice in all this?
It was
Yeah,
here this
well,
week,
but-
but I didn't check it out.
Okay, we'll shut it down for right now. Gonna give Commissioner Pittman a chance to speak, and I'll speak.
Yeah, just to see you guys, just to show you guys these pictures Harley's sharing. I hadn't seen the video, but that, I mean, that breaks my heart for y'all. I can't imagine what it looks like. I mean, I know I've always, I know a lot of you guys sitting here, but I've always treasured that area, and just to your point, it's, I mean, it's beauty and it being what it is. And you know that somebody's come in here and done that, is just, it's sinful, really, to me. So I promise you, as your commissioner and as this board, we will do everything we can to ring those alarms and get the right attention towards it, because they're doing a lot of illegal stuff. I mean, here, I mean, I work, I'm the facility director at the biggest pharmaceutical plant in Western North Carolina. So I know all the laws and all the regulations and I know what we have to do to meet that. So, I mean, I could name 10 different things I just see in these pictures that are wrong. So we will do everything in our power to make sure we help you. So thank you guys for coming tonight.
Thank you.
I want to echo what Steve said. Thank you guys for coming. I'm sorry you're here for this reason. Like Dale, this brings. I could not imagine going through this, living what you're living 24/7. We, like you, had no notification. I learned about this 3 weeks ago, guys. And, it was been said, they piggybacked off of CSX. Everybody thought it was a railroad thing to try to improve the tracks and getting the revenue back. I have not been to your community. I have seen the footage. And the footage is unreal of what they're doing down there. We can't replace the damage that's been done. Hopefully we can stop this. I wish as a county government, we were able to have more authority, but if you've heard earlier, we don't. We can put pressure on DEQ. We can call the attorney general, we can write them. But I'm gonna recommend to you guys, you've got a good voice. This is your community. Contact Ralph House, contact Dudley Green, contact Ted Budd in Washington. His representative, local representative is Justin Summers. Chuck Edwards, Tom Tillis.
We've tried that.
Government moves so slowly.
You're our local government though.
Yeah, I know. Local government moves very fast.
Yeah.
State and federal government moves slow, guys. We found that out in this storm and the bureaucratic BS that we've had to go through and the paperwork and the rhetoric. I think this board is gonna be very proactive in doing what we can do with voice. And we'll continually do it. I can't say what I would do if I lived down there because I don't want these gentlemen in the back to lock me up. But if I lived in that area, I don't know that I could control what's taking place at my house or my property.
That's why we're escalating it.
That's exactly what we're bringing it to.
Before it gets to that.
So
We're trying to protect those guys. You know what I mean?
We're quiet community.
well, the only thing I would say is those guys can't work if the equipment doesn't function.
Mr. Chairman, I would add, I know it is all comfort, I know add the mining statute does provide for private causes of action for affected citizens where they can bring their own civil actions against this company as necessary. I'm mindful that is a cold comfort in some regards, but there is statutory authority for citizens who are the neighbors and members of this community to take direct action against this company in court if they choose to do so.
We can take.
And we'll reiterate, the chairman was not condoning vigilante.
I was not. It was just a thought. I'm gonna let the county manager speak and I'll recognize you two, then we'll shut this thing down, okay?
Yeah, my heritage, my wife's family's from back in that neck of the woods. I fished it all the time. I love it. I hated what the storm did to it. And then on top of that, we had an illegal quarrying operation come in and move in. And yes, I've been following that. I go down there. I drove through there, seen the design in orbit. I've watched that every time, the old drone videos. And we researched back whenever this started coming up as a public hearing. What was going through my mind was CSX must have had an emergency storm voucher. And therefore now they're trying to permit and go through a process. But as we dove into it back then, when that came on, DEQ's notification came forth, we're like 3 stop work orders. I believe this board and myself, we want rule of law when it comes to doing anything in our county. if there's a process at play. I had two, Mitchell County residents that had land with quarry and potential that went to go through the process and saw that that process was a year-long process. And then you get an outside company and they come in and they basically say, we're going in here and we're just gonna start scraping some trees off. We're gonna start setting up a rock crusher and we're gonna start selling some gravel. Our local folks would have liked to have done that, but they decided to go through the proper process. That proper process is a 1 to 2 year process at fastest. And that principle alone is when you're working in our county, you go by the rule of law, the regulations of the state. Were noted as early as late February in this. That's when I was researching. We found late February, early March. The DEQ was on that saying, you know, hey, we got concerns with how this operation is going. These folks kept grabbing that cash as long as they could. And as the process goes, unfortunately, as a county, it falls under DEQ. But we, as this board here, is what we're hearing from. I work at the pleasure of the board. Those who elect this board, I work for the will of the people via the commission board here. And I get the loud and clear that I am tasked to assist in advocating for this group right here to either stop work or fall within the regulations. Right now, I think it's at the stop work point. They tore up enough. So, you know, that's where I'm working as county manager. Got a lot going on. We got a lot of stuff in the storm, and for someone to come in on a cash grab and try to do the final kick in the gut after y'all have, most of our lives were lost right in that neck of the woods in this county. And just to get that kick in the gut right there with an illegal quarry operation this board does not like that. Myself does not like that from a personal standpoint. That's all I'll say to that.
Mr. Taylor?
I've got a question. Does anybody know what they're hauling out there? Is it just gravel? Or are they loading it up, hauling it to a port somewhere? Or does anybody have any idea what they're mining there?
It was my understanding on the permit, they said gravel.
And that's all?
He said granite and crushed rock.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that.
And just in the last 2 days, they have started hauling it out of the county and back over Unica. Not covering loads. It's going right back over the mountain, wherever they're taking it, who knows? But they are not providing it. When I went over there today about my mailbox, one of the gentlemen that works there is a contractor. He said, between the lines, he said, the quality of the stone that they were providing to CSX was not any good. That's why there were so many dump trucks coming over Unica. So why are they continuing to mine if it's no good? They can be right.
Well, folks, again, thank you for being here. That will close the public comment.
Sorry. I just kind of wondered why the Mitchell County Sheriff is guarding the entrance to quarry every day. Oh, we don't understand why.
We've heard reasons, and CSX may be paying an off-duty cop that sits there on his off time, but we don't know, and it doesn't look good.
Like we're being,
Put that on my list to look into.
Thank you.
like we're being limited access.
Well, folks, thank you again for being here, your participation, your concern. We do take this very serious. We will do what we can do on our end. And this will conclude the public comment period of this meeting. You're welcome to stay for the entire meeting, or if you like, you're free to go.
Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
You have to go there.
Well, I never tell you that. Okay, great.
Okay, yes, sir, yes. I saw that shirt, I said, this. Oh, right.
Either our district Facebook or our All right.
Thanks for coming.
That's it, I think
It's almost free.
Bring into the direct connect with USD.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're
I
probably.
can't write all my emails too.
Right.
You got that? I'll pop up in mine. You just give me all that thing.
But in my experience, when you don't make it right, you want to file your lawsuit, sure. And get your name on this. Yeah. Hold on.
She was out there for a hospital, but her all the way up to that. So you sent that to me. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's her presentation. Yes. Okay. I can be working on it.
Okay, folks, we'll call this meeting back. Next on the agenda is reports and presentations, tax collector's report. You're up, Ms. Jen.
We ended up in July, with a total of 97.75%. So that's, they're better than our goal.
Yes.
For the month of July, the taxes received was $38,424.26. Now, you won't have any 25 numbers because the bills is not went out. So you've got new seats. Well, those will go out this month. And then I'll report those next month.
Any questions? Foreclosures going, everything.
They're still going slowly now, not as many.
That's
So we've
good.
only got
That's great.
two scheduled for next month.
Great.
Thank you, Kissy. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Taylor.
So I'm gonna start off, tell you a little bit about Taylor and the reason she's here tonight. Taylor was chosen as the Northwest Region Teacher of the Year for North Carolina. So she was our Mitchell County Teacher of the Year, was named Mitchell County last August. She went on to the regional competition, which was the entire Northwest region, up Watauga, Allegheny, Ash, all the way over to, Burke, Catawba. So, she was chosen as the regional teacher of the year and then went to compete for the state teacher of the year. So we are very proud of her because she is representing Mitchell County Schools and our entire region very well. I think if you asked her a year ago if she would be standing up here talking to you tonight like this, she would have been like, no, I'm never gonna do that. But Taylor, I have seen Taylor grow so much as a professional just in the past 6 months. And the things that she has had the opportunity to do and the way that she has represented Mitchell County and Mitchell County schools. And so tonight she wants to share with you something that she has presented to us with the schools and that we are totally on board with and being the voice for teachers in Mitchell County schools.
So thank you for letting me come and talk to you. So I was just gonna go through a little bit of the process and the types of things that I'm doing right now, and then I'll kind of present what Jennifer was talking about. You can go, thank you. So first part of it was, like Jennifer said, I had a county interview. I had to submit a portfolio. I had a virtual interview that I was chosen for, and then a 3-hour site visit at Greenlee, and then a 20-minute educator highlight interview after that. And then I had my announcement day for the Northwest region on January 29th. Following that, I had the state interview in Raleigh and then the onboarding session at the Boroughs Welcome Fund in Raleigh. And the Boroughs Welcome Fund is the institution that funds the Teacher of the Year and that whole process. And then I had announcement day. On announcement day, it was a recognition and also a ceremony of not only highlighting the state teacher of the year, but each of our regions and what's going on in each county with each teacher of the year from each region. And then from that point forward, I've been to the NC as a executive mansion twice. One visit was with Mo Green to speak with him, and then the next visit was to actually meet with Josh Stein, and it was like a private meet and greet to talk about our regions and what he expects from us kind of moving forward as regional teachers of the year. Then I had an opportunity to go on to Education Matters, which is a TV series / podcast, and be interviewed for that. And so if you ever wanted to watch it, you can, but you don't have to. Which is basically just asking about education, what's going on in your region, what's going on in your county, and your specific school. So kind of bringing everything that we have going on in Mitchell County to a higher stage and talking about it on the state level. And then I had the opportunity to go to NCAT for a week, which is in Ocracoke. This is the North Carolina Center for the Advancement of Teaching. And so when I went, they had a big focus on leadership and how I'm going to use my specific role as the Northwest Region Teacher of the Year to lead at the state level, but also how can I bring it back to Mitchell County and use those leadership skills here as well. So the slogan for my 2025 cohort is Rooted and Rising, which fits perfectly with my specific teaching philosophy, because I think you have to be rooted within your community and rooted with your students and their families in order to make any headway in any other parts of education and academics. So staying rooted in who I am and where I'm from and giving back to the community that helped build me and mold me, but also rising our community and bringing
to light the awesome things that we're doing here, because a lot of people get to Asheville and they think it stops there. So kind of illuminating a light on Mitchell County and the things that we have going on here. I have also been put on the EPFP, which is the Education Policy Fellowship Program. And this will give me the ability to go to different retreats with policy holders and legislators and talk about policies and different laws and regulations that either negatively impact our area or could positively impact our area. And so with this, like I told the Board of Education, if there's ever anything that you are seeing as commissioners that is happening in our county that is affecting our public schools, our teachers, admin, whatever, I would love for you to reach out to me. So when I do go on these retreats, I can say, listen, it's not just me, it's not just the Board of Education, but our county commissioners are saying it too. And then I was asked to be on Josh Stein's Teacher Advisory Council. And so this is a way for me to basically have a seat at the table to elevate the voices of teachers all across the state, but especially the voices of teachers in Mitchell County and the struggles that we have in more rural areas and smaller district schools. So on the 29th, I went to Raleigh to be sworn in on that council, and we had our first public meeting there. We talked to Josh Stein about our vision for the council and ideas of things that we think specifically need to change, which teacher pay, I know it's not a secret to anybody, but outside of just teacher pay, all the other different avenues we should look into, or ways that we can help public educators in the state and in our counties. Some things that I have coming up today, I actually did an interview with EdNC. So that's a virtual online forum to talk about teaching, public education, and Mitchell County. On the 7th, I'm going to be going to the state board meeting in Raleigh. And then on the 8th, I'm going to a recognition at the Borough's Welcome Fund, which you saw a picture of earlier. And then tonight, I'm here. So the reason that I wanted to come talk to you specifically is because we are launching a Mitchell County Teacher Advisory Council. And so the goal of the council is to pick myself as well as all of the teachers of the year from each school in our district, as well as the CTE Teacher of the Year and the Beginning Teacher of the Year. The council will meet once a month, talk about not just the negatives, because I know sometimes we can tend to harp on negatives, but the cool things that we're doing in our schools, to share ideas with each other, classroom management styles, whatever, but also bring forward the specific things that we're each struggling with inside of each of our schools and bring it together to create a common goal. So after we meet monthly with just the council, we plan to go to the Board of Education meetings and then hopefully your meetings. So the key goal for the Teacher Advisory Council is to build a stronger bridge between educators, Board of Education, and county commissioners. We believe it's essential for our local leaders to hear directly from the people who are actually inside of the classrooms. Not that the Board of Education or our admin don't speak well for us, but I think sometimes it's better to put a face with a name and a face with the problem. So we would love to give you an agenda of things that we'd like to come talk about, but to come to your meetings and highlight the cool things that are happening in our school, the amazing things that the educators are doing and our students are doing, to share the realities and the struggles that we're facing within our county, and to offer ideas and insight of how the community and local leaders can support our schools in meaningful ways moving forward. So building off of that, you all, I think, were emailed this. It has a QR code in it. The QR code is a visit request form. So I know all of you have jobs, you're busy, you've got things you're doing. But we would love for you to fill out the visit request form and come to our schools and see what we have going on.
Would it make it easier to come like as a group, maybe?
You could
I
come
guess we'd have to.
as a, but you can
Yeah.
fill out which school you wanna visit, what day is best for you, what time is best for you, how many people wanna come. That way, we know you're busy and we're busy, and so if you do wanna come, we can make it as beneficial and not waste your time in any way. So it would also give us an opportunity to say, you know, those cool things I told you about, well, here it is. Or, you know, the struggles that we talked about, here they are. That way you can see face to face the things that we're gonna hopefully talk to you about in the teacher advisory council when we come once a month. And so I have access to that Google form. All of the people on the teacher advisory council will have access to it, as well as the principals. So, I will positively bother you if I don't see you at some point in the year. Cause we really do, not to get you in the building and say, let me corner you and tell you all the things that I need. But just we could say, hey kids, these are our county commissioners, these are the things they do. It could also be a learning opportunity for the kids within our schools also. So,
I think it'd be good to like, on there for us to come as a group.
Yeah.
For y'all to have a group, that way you don't have to try to do individuals and.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
you know, do
however
it
you
5
wanna
times.
do it, yeah.
Yeah,
But whenever you think you might wanna come visit and it's got all the schools on there, you can just choose which school, which day.
You could have a good social studies lesson on this.
Yeah. Government, yes, yeah, so thank you.
Thank you, Taylor.
Taylor, is it inappropriate to ask the question?
It is
That I
not.
thought about, okay,
No,
great.
please.
I want to just put you on the spot.
Please.
So what is expected of the regional teachers? You spoke just a little bit about like they have expectations, like what does that look like?
So I will be asked to be out quite a bit this year. I'll travel to Raleigh a lot, so it'll be a lot of meetings for that EPFP council that I'm on. Meetings for the government council that I'm on, as well as different parts of the Northwest might ask me to come do keynotes for their school or beginning teacher meetings or classroom management meetings. Some of it might also be me going and traveling to different schools and sitting on panels to talk about things that I've seen in other schools in the Northwest. And things of that nature.
Oh, thanks.
I don't know how you gonna find all the time to raise a family.
I don't know.
That's awesome, it's really awesome that, you know, we're really lucky that Mitchell County's got you, and we're proud of it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next up will be board reports. Ms. Masters, I'll start with you again.
I have not had any board meetings, since our last commissioner meeting. The only thing that I'd attend, was the meeting last Tuesday for DEQ. I already spoke to that.
Mr. Williams.
Hey, one board meeting this morning, to be exact. Freedom Life, which, Jeff and I were both in attendance. And the big thing we worked on today are the bylaws for Mitchell County. We had so much good board input this morning that we did not get through the bylaws in the allotted time we had for the meeting. So we will continue that on August 18th, I believe. And once we have the bylaws finalized by the board, the executive board is in place. We will let you, then you will, as commissioners will all know what's going on with Freedom Life in Mitchell County. And I'm supposed to remind everybody to announce this for our chairman, November 12th, which is on a Wednesday. And you get my paper out real quick. Okay, there. Have you got yours? Yes. I have mine, my phone. On the 12th, that was Wednesday, wasn't it?
Yes.
It wasn't Tuesday. Wednesday, November 12th, from 10 a.m. till 12 noon. At the Sam Center, Malin Community College, we will be hosting the North Carolina Joint Reentry Council meeting. which is going to be, all of the councils from different counties, around the state, and they have chosen, Mayland to have their, meeting, and, we'd love to have as many people come to that. It's open to the public. It's open to, all of our commissioners as well. That's all I have.
Or I do have a question. If there's a quorum of the commissioners there, will that have to be advertised as
If,
more than three together?
if you
Or three?
plan to sit together or be in like close proximity to each other, it's best practices to advertise that a quorum will be present, but no business will be taken. It's, not necessarily required, but it's best practice to do it that way.
Thank you.
I've not had any meetings with any of the boards I'm on, so. No reports from me. And this week begins all the,
Yeah.
all the fun.
Yep.
Next week,
Yeah.
fine.
Two meetings today. I was in one with Dale, Freedom of Life. This joint reentry council is huge. For our area, normally this meeting is held in Raleigh. It's being held in, at Mayland this year. And this is the governor of North Carolina set this up. So I would encourage, if you can attend, try to attend. The second, was an improv, what call it a formal meeting or anything like that, met with Graham. With Advent Health, each one of you have one of these on your, in front of you that will, has a scan code. This is their campus in the Leadville, in Weaverville, North Carolina. It's quite an impressive campus. So he wanted us to be aware of this. So all y'all can scan on this, you can see every service they're going to offer, you can see the layout of the facilities, which are very impressive. And I thought it was a very informative meeting that you.
Very, very.
So, that's all I've done so far. It's not been too bad a week.
Unless you understand, he's got some competition headed the way. That's good.
Well, it was approved by the state. There were so many beds, I can't remember, last year, year before last. So many beds were given out according to need. And HCA Mission and Advent Health both had to request to the state. And Advent got these facilities and they chose to put the new operation, was it 30 acres or 50 acres?
I think it's more close to the 50 acre side.
In Weaverville.
38 acre.
38.
Okay.
So, drive time from Mitchell County is 38 minutes from first class. So, like I said, just wanted to mention, you guys go on there, scan that, look at it, see what services they offer. As, someone that's getting up in a few years, speaking of me, you constantly have health needs. So, that's gonna give us a closer option for services, guys.
Luckily, you're real laid back and not high strung or anything, so.
No.
It real help the worries for you, out there,
Hey,
right?
I got a good physical last week. So, we'll move on to, items for discussion. How do you say that? Politan new contracts. And if I'm gonna let you speak to that. Sorry.
So yes, Mavis and I have been talking with Colleton, and they are a medical billing contract service group that works with EMSs that are county run. So part of us doing a county run EMS system is having our medical billing in place. So when we go under the county, when we do a call, when we go do a insurance claim or whatever, this group basically does all the stuff to get reimbursements to the county. We did our due diligence and got a contract. Yancey County, I think, is using this. Avery County uses this one. We've got some good feedback. When you get something, you want to see what is working well and you check the reviews and you find someone that's doing it. And so, this good group here, it seems like we've had some meetings with them. And so now our next step is to move forward with the contract, and this, would need a approval of the board to sign and move forward with the Colleton contract as it pertains to starting a county-run EMS system.
Can I ask a question? So what does this look like for the finance office? Because they're already very, very busy. So does that, I mean, is there gonna be the need
So,
to expand a position in there or something? Because with all the FEMA paperwork and stuff, that's not gonna be done for the next
years.
15 years.
Yeah.
What does that look like, or is that not even on the table?
No, it is, it's something that the volume of work is very high in the finance office right now, and as they take on medical, finance related things as it goes to having an EMS, this billing group is gonna take care of a lot of it, but we gotta have a financial person on the ground for the county operating via the EMS base. So that person's gonna have to help coordinate that because our finance group can't. So that might be it would be under the EMS hiring model, but it would still be one that's an intermediary between finance and EMS.
Harley, to answer your question, yes, it's gonna be more work in the finance office. We'll have to open a new bank account specifically for this and reconciling this every month. I understand from other finance offices, it's quite a challenge.
Just maybe, I didn't know if that would be like one person's designated.
No,
office to
I don't
like
think it will
eyes.
be.
Okay.
I don't think that. I think Alan's right in the fact that you're gonna have to get someone out at EMS, either the director or an administrative assistant that will help you with that. The key to that is going to be, especially at year end, you're gonna have to know what you've got out in receivables, what's gonna be your write-offs for that year. It's gonna be a learning process. And to answer your question, I don't think I'm at this point can fully answer it until we get into it. This company will help us. They'll have like a dashboard that you can go in and look and see hopefully what's been billed, what's still out there, what's 30 days, 60 day, 90 day out.
Okay.
So it'll be a process that we'll just have to work through.
Thanks.
Any other questions from the board? Do I have a motion to accept this contract?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Contract's approved. Next on the agenda is the Mitchell County Historical Society Office Usage Request.
David.
Gee, come on, Mr.
Mr.
Howell.
Chairman and all members of the board. About a year ago, this time I decided to retire. And I decided that maybe getting involved with the Historical Society might be something I could do to pass off the time. And so I'm here tonight, speaking on their behalf. The society has been for us now for some time. Very good use of it. It can be into what they've done and the music